for what Joanne Boyle wants from her team offensively, and she's a senior, so she's playing with a high level of energy and sense of urgency.
Second team All-ACC. She's out of Woodbridge, Virginia. Hometown of another famous Virginia player.
Would that be Monica Wright?
Indeed it would.
Who had a brilliant ACC tournament her last time here.
And you were just talking about Moore. And one, and the foul's on Tiffany Ruffin.
She comes off the screen by Egwu, who is a very good screener inside.
Now Moore to the line. I really don't want to jinx her, so I'm going to tell you the news about her at the line after this free throw.
Yeah, don't blow it, Mike. I mean, you know, not early in the game. We've only played about 2 minutes.
She's now made 29 free throws in a row.
Very impressive from your point guard, who handles the ball in late situations, and part of the reason why Virginia has won the games they've won, have been able to close out.
Look at this pressure. You talk about defense. Ruffin has got to call a timeout. The sophomore from Seabrook, New Hampshire, had nowhere to go with it, Debbie.
That is a terrific trap, and when Virginia brings that trapping defense, they are going for steals. Watch this right here. Look at that trap. That's how you close it out. You play with your feet, hands are up and active, and it forces the timeout. Close down, one pass away. Terrific job to trap in the full court.
You know, Joanne Boyle believes in defense. You've got to get your players to believe too, and I saw that. I was with the baseball team last spring, and Joanne Boyle was with her team. They have done a lot of things together. She has really got them to believe in her philosophy.
Joanne was a man-to-man coach, but her personnel dictated a lot of zone, and her staff assisted her and sold her on this defense, and look what it's done. It's one of the tops in the nation. When you get your players to buy in, you know the real buy-in point for Virginia, Mike, was when they beat Tennessee in overtime. At that point, trust was built between players and staff.
It is stifling. Ruffin gets an open look right at the end of the clock. There it is, forcing another turnover. They force 23 turnovers a game on average.
And here's the thing that I've been impressed with Moore all season long. As ramped up as they get on the defensive end, she's got great calming influence about their offense. It's a great sign of maturity in your senior point guard.
Well, you talked about Shira Brown. She is now on the court coming in off the bench. 5'9" sophomore out of Brooklyn, New York. Only averages about 8 points a game, but was 10 for 11 when the Eagles played Virginia.
And one of the things that Sylvia Crawley felt was important for her team is playing small to take better care of the basketball. A lot of their turnovers were leading to transition opportunities. And the other thing she wanted to do was go to a more of a two-guard look with their offense out front so that they could make sure that they did get back on defense.
You know, since going to that smaller lineup, they wanted Virginia Tech. They beat Clemson.
Yep. That's
their 2 ACC wins. All coming here in the last couple of weeks. 4 to shoot for the Eagles. Again, right at the end of the shot clock. Nothing's coming easy on offense for BC. Now Morrow said it. The thing I'll say about Ariana, I like her shoes.
You can't miss her.
Cannot miss those shoes.
Those were a Christmas present, I believe. Didn't her dad buy those for her?
Indeed. And she's played pretty well.
Well, obviously her father's a very fashionable guy.
Yeah. Travel, turnover. I'm not sure what color they are, kind of multicolored.
I think that's fluorescent orange, Hog.
Yeah.
I'd go with, on the PMS scale, I think that's fluorescent orange. I don't know what Virginia's orange is.
Well, it's close. On the drive for Virginia, Tara Franklin, double-figure score for this team. Had a great rookie year last year, was honorable mention All-ACC this season.
Look at the time Virginia is using and the steal.
Franklin with the steal, Shields with the foul. The defense is absolutely smothering. And on offense, Tara Franklin gets on the board with 2. Cavs are up 6.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm not sure exactly what happened here last night. I was out helping people save money on their car insurance.
2 more. You doing it. You doing it. Are they doing great? Here we go. Hi! Come swing with me. Keep going, Richard. Keep sweating.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
With Food Lion, when you gather friends and family for the big game, around good food, at great prices, you've got reason to celebrate. Food Lion is your neighborhood's home team for savings, with great prices on all your game day favorites. Stop by your neighborhood Food Lion today.
Predicting the future is hard. But I have this new smartphone, and now I can see everything more clearly. I can organize the analysis, sort through all the data, maybe even rattle some cages. I predict that I'm gonna like the future, because the future's where I'll be serving up humble pie, a la mode.
AT&T introduces the Samsung Galaxy Note. Phone, tablet, both.
9-3 our score. Working with us tonight, a true ACC legend, Christy Winters-Scott. Let's head over to her right now.
Well, when you're in a tournament atmosphere, you need a consistent player that you can count on. A player that Boston College and Sylvia Crawley can count on is Kristen Doherty. She's averaging 10 points a game and 5 rebounds also. But you have to have poise, you have to have confidence, and that's what Kristen Doherty is bringing to the table tonight.
Debbie, she had 17 1 week ago against NC State and played an ACC high 37 minutes in that game.
I mean, she has had the hot hand for them. In the last 7, she's averaged 13. She's shooting 58% outside the arc. And all season, she's only made 13, Hog. She's made 9 threes in those last 7 games. So she is really starting to expand her game.
Both of these teams are excellent free throw shooting teams. Virginia 74%, BC 74%. And the Cavaliers are 3 for 3 from the line as a team here early.
Oh, Moore, a great
Another
steal. Well, you got to finish that play.
Yeah. Doesn't do you any good at the steal if you can't finish it.
Watch right here. Here's the trap and the ball pressure. And watch Moore shoot the gap. She does a terrific job of reading the D. She's like a defensive back watching the eyes of the quarterback home.
5 turnovers already for Boston College. There's Doherty. Rebound by Jasmine Pitts, who's just come into the game. Sophomore from Mosley, Virginia.
Now Pitts gives them a physical presence. Look at that post up in there. See, if Moore doesn't throw that ball in there, that foul doesn't get called.
Joey Caracciolo, fine freshman for BC, picks up the foul. She had a stretch of 3 games in double figures, but her last 7, she's been in single digits, Caracciolo.
When you watch Pitts, she is going to post up strong every time. It occupies the defense and takes up some help inside. You want to take up some space in there.
Her last 6 games, Pitt's minutes have really gone up. Good ball fake. Shot was altered.
I think Caracciolo got a piece of that.
BC's missed their last 4 shots. Their only points, a 3 by Carrie Shields.
That was their first possession of the game.
Right in the first minute, and they've had a struggle since.
And that's why Gerson's on the all-defensive team.
Chelsea Shine the rebound. Shine's a senior who does a lot of dirty work on this team. Started every game. There's Gerson, junior. Debbie told you, number 2 in the league in steals per game. You talk about Gerson. 3 times this season, Debbie, she has had 6 steals in a game.
Well, and that gives her some easy scoring, and that's why her numbers are up offensively, because she is usually at the front of the break. She gets a steal and she finishes with a layup.
Moore is open. That's a 2. Moore's got 7 points here in the first 7 minutes of the game. Nice pass inside.
See, that's the way you attack. You stretch the trap, reverse the ball, attack the middle.
Boston College lost at Miami on Sunday. In that game, Brown only had 5 points.
The one inconsistency about Virginia this year has been scoring with their post play, with their back to the basket. They can get points in the paint because their guards can get there off the bounce, but to consistently have a threat with your back to the basket, that's an emerging part of Joanne Boyle's system. They still can give you matchup problems because they work so hard to post up and show to the basketball.
McCall now into the game for Virginia. Shine goes to the bench. Call down with the rebound. Only one player on BC over 6 feet on the floor. There's what you're talking about Pitts. What strength she shows underneath.
I mean, rebounds like she's in a box. 2 hands, and once she gets her hands on it, you're not going to take it away.
Pitts, who had a couple of inches on Kristen Doherty, and it's Doherty who picked up the foul. Pitt's not a good free throw shooter, as you can see there.
See, now I think you jinxed her, Hog. I mean, you didn't want to say anything about Moore with her 29 consecutive.
All right. 46% for Pitts.
Okay.
And she's over 2.
Never mind, Hog. You're off the hook.
Okay, thank you. Here's Ruffin. She moved into that starting lineup 6 games ago and has it turned over. Moore up with the steal. This time, Moore is able to finish.
And how can that not be a foul? I mean, that was severe contact.
11 of Virginia's points have come off of turnovers. Holt.
I mean, every BC possession offensively is contested by Virginia's D.
I think the Eagles are really getting frustrated. Just can't get a clean look at the bucket. Moore again.
Here they run Moore off a flare, and Joanne Boyle has multiple players that she can isolate off that flare screen. Franklin can make those plays also. See, this is the thing I love about the ACC. BC calls a play, and Virginia staff yells the play at the same time because they know exactly what they're going to run.
Katie Zinovich, the 6'3" sophomore, got the rebound and was fouled. She'll go to the line when we come back to Greensboro.
The path to financial freedom needs to be clearer. You want to be confident in your choices every step of the way. At BB&T, we've spent more than 140 years sharing our knowledge, helping clients manage their day-to-day finances and reach their long-term financial goals. When you're better informed, you head in a brighter financial direction. Talk to us today about where your money can take you and know how it feels to know more. BB&T, official bank of the ACC.
If you love your car and want to protect it, then you need Haviland Motor Oil. Chevron Haviland contains the Deposit Shield formulation. This protects your performance and can help extend the life of engine parts. So it protects your investment as well. So look for the shield and protect what matters. Haviland.
It's Toyota's #1 for everyone sales event. It's a great chance to save big on our most popular models. Toyota has the longest lasting vehicles of any full-line automaker, so it's no surprise that Tacoma is America's #1 selling compact pickup. For the season's best deals, better hurry in for this one.
Right now, lease the new 2012 Toyota Tacoma for $269 a month. That's $269 a month. Plus, get Toyota Care with complimentary maintenance and roadside assistance. The great savings won't last long. Don't miss out.
The 35th Atlantic Coast Conference Women's Basketball Tournament is being presented by Hardee's Chicken Tender Box. It has been defense that has propelled Virginia out to this 10-point lead to 15-5.
Well, you want to talk about a commitment on this end of the floor. Getting in a stance, playing D with your feet, tips and deflections, steals that lead to transition baskets. Everybody is connected on the defensive end. They forced 7 turnovers, 4 steals that allow them to get in their transition game and do this. Finish at the other end with a layup.
And it's Zinovich who will head to the line. A great free throw shooting center. One of 2 players averaging in double figures on this Eagle team. Had one of her best games a week ago against NC State. 18 points, 8 rebounds. Was 8 for 11 from the field. Only made 1 field goal Sunday in the game against Miami.
BC bringing some pressure.
And Moore not having a lot of trouble with it. Kelsey Wolf now into the Virginia lineup.
You know, she's someone who's been productive lately, Mike. She's been doing a good job of playing her role, not just giving Virginia minutes, but actually being efficient with the time she's gotten.
Her minutes have gone up. That was the first turnover of the game for Virginia.
Well, like
Almost
I said,
9 minutes have been played.
You know, we talked about their turnover margin. They're +9, which is 3rd in the nation. They only turn it over 14 times a game, but they turn you over 23.
Kat Cooper on the floor for BC. 5 to shoot, and there's a travel.
And this zone, as active and connected as it is, takes BC continually deep into the shot clock. They got to be able to make some plays in the shoot. You know, the shoot's the middle of the floor.
Ahead to Wolf. Here's Franklin for 3.
And that's unselfish, because Kelsey Wolf had a shot, but she knew Franklin had a better one.
Franklin's been scoring well, double figures 7 of her last 8 games.
See, BC needs to ball fake and shot fake. That will shift the zone, and then they'll be able to get an advantage with numbers.
Zinovich can't hit it, and Wolf is down with it. BC just 2 for 10 here in this first half. Inside McCall, nice move, but it's blocked by Deidre Smith, freshman from Aurora, Colorado. Oh, scooped lifted up and off the glass. Tessa Holt.
Count it. That might be the best horse shot I've seen all day today.
Okay, now the question, did she mean to do it that way?
I think she did.
I do too. How about the answer down on the other end from a Tara Franklin?
I mean, such great rhythm, very fluid about what they want to do offensively.
Virginia now 2 for 4 from behind the arc. Hits strong with that rebound. There's Moorer, who had 23 points last Sunday against Florida State. McCall drops it for Pitts. Had a tough time with the handle. 3 seconds on the clock. Another chance, another possession. Wolf to Franklin, inside McCall.
Tough. Good ball movement. They're getting shots that they want to take with the right people taking them.
Talia McCall has played well off the bench this year for this Virginia team. Inside to Smith. Moore trying to take it away, committed the foul, and it's been all Virginia here in this first half. 7:48 to go.
Looks like it's that time of year again when fish lovers head to Wendy's for our premium cod fillet sandwich. 100% North Pacific cod fillets, hand cut and lightly breaded so they cook up crisp. Nothing less than pure cod. That's Wendy's way.
Today we are chasing jackpots way down here in North Carolina. Oh, saw a big one today, didn't we, Pam?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're going to have some of that famous barbecue.
Oh,
that's a big plate.
Yeah, this might just be the place to play the bigger, better Powerball,
You betcha. They like their big down here, Jer.
Oh, yeah.
Jer, look at the Powerball. They're showing it.
Oh, geez, that is big. It's like huge big.
Oh, this tea is sweet. It's like pop without the carbonation.
What's your dream?
My dream? To own my home. 2 kids and a ginormous slobbering dog.
A minivan.
Minivan?
Yes, a minivan. In the city.
Country. Burbs.
To find a cure. College.
My own business. To retire tomorrow.
To retire today.
To leave my mark.
A flower shop. Gosh, that's my dream.
You gotta hold on to your dream.
With both hands. Till your knuckles turn white.
Your dream is out there.
Go get it.
We'll protect it. Protect your dreams at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
At Wendy's, when you order a Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburger, you order your Hot and Juicy Cheeseburger. Hot off the grill, now with thicker, fresh, never frozen beef and the toppings you want. Because Wendy's believes everything should come together fresh just for you. Wendy's, here's the beef.
The 35th annual ACC Women's Tournament is brought to you by AT&T, by BB&T, and by Food Lion. Back in Greensboro, Virginia, up 23-9. Well, we've got 3 games set already for tomorrow. And again, we'll start at 11 o'clock in the morning, North Carolina, Georgia Tech. Then it's State and Duke, 2 huge rivals. Wake will play Miami. Who's going to play Maryland? BC or Virginia? We're deciding that right now. Be a fun day tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be great. Good basketball, high level, high quality of play.
BC just 3 field goals here in this first half. They are 3 for 12. There's Caracciolo on the drive. She hit it. Oh, my. Joy Caracciolo, the freshman from Bristow, Virginia.
Strong move by the rookie. Look at that. Take it up strong. Caracciolo, a 6'2 freshman. You know, she pulled a groin muscle and was not 100% and has not really practiced this week. But Sylvia Crawley told me before the game they were going to tape her up and see how she felt warming up. Obviously, she's getting some good minutes.
Played well at times. Last Sunday against Miami, ended up with 3 points. Wolf, deep shot. The long rebound, it's down to the freshman, Cooper. Drops it off for the other freshman. And Caracciolo has brought BC to life. The lead now 10.
Hey, Wolf handling the point guard responsibilities while Moorer gets a break. This is a chance for BC to dig in a little bit.
And here's Ariana Moorer coming back into the game for Virginia.
Not much of a rest for Moorer.
No, BC had made 4 of their last 5 shots, going on a little run here. Joanne Boyle quick to get her point guard back in, and she takes it to the hole. It is fouled. Tiffany Ruffin picks up her second foul, and Ariana Moorer back to the free throw line.
Ariana Moorer on the line, shooting 2.
That's now 30 in a row. The school record is 41 by that other player from Woodridge, Virginia, Monica Wright.
Former ACC Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year and National Defensive Player of the Year, Monica Wright.
No pressure. She's 3 for 3 today, 31 in a row. 10 away now from Monica Wright's record. Tessa Holt drives past Shine. And Moore doing it at both ends, down with the rebound.
Oh, not making a play on balance, Franklin.
Here's Doherty. Doherty's yet to score in this game. How about Caracciolo off the bench? 6 points.
Now BC in a little rhythm. They've scored on 3 of their last 4 possessions, Mike. They're moving the zone. They're getting plays in the middle of the floor.
Playing much better than they did early in this first half. Moore drops it for Franklin. Short. Franklin got it back. Egwu inside. Can't get a handle on it. Possession arrow to Virginia.
Back on the floor for Boston College. And back in for the Cavaliers, number 10,
Kelsey Wolf in for Virginia, replacing Franklin. Tara Franklin's had a heck of a half, 10 points. Moore. Inside Shine, works against Zinovich. Boy, some tough shots for Chelsea Shine, now 0 for 3.
See, Virginia's been stuck on 25 for a while.
BC not able to take advantage on that possession. Cavaliers have gone 3 minutes now without a field goal. Shields got a hand on it. Caracciolo ties up Egwu, and he'll go back to Boston College.
Tiffany Ruffin returns for Boston College.
Ruffin in to replace Tessa Holt.
That was a good defensive job by Shields because she did not let Moore get to the handoff. Instead, got the deflection and the tie-up.
Ruffin has run the point well at times for BC. She had 9 assists in the game against NC State. Eight to shoot. And there's Gerson with another steal. Oh my goodness, lost the handle. But Moore got it, and Moore is fouled. And Ariana Moorer will go to the free throw line.
Look at the ball pressure by Gerson, and then she gets back in the zone and protects the low block. Look, she shoots the gap. She is totally going to gamble right here, and then loses the basketball.
Straight, 9 from the record.
Jasmine Pitts returns for the Cavaliers.
Moore now with 12 points. Franklin with 10. That's a sweet stroke, isn't it?
Mike, nobody shoots more free throws in the ACC than Ariana Moorer. She gets to the line more than any other player.
Zinovich baseline. Egwu altered that shot. What makes her able to get to the line so much?
Because she's a playmaker, and she can get to the paint anytime she wants. And you cannot bump her off her line. She's a powerful player.
Kat Cooper down with it.
And she has versatility to her game. So you gotta respect her ability to shoot the face up and stretch. And when you close out short, she's gonna blow by you. You close out long, she's gonna shoot it.
And she comes up with a steal. To Gerson, to Wolf. Virginia had missed 7 straight shots before hitting that one. And the lead is 14. There's a tie-up. Possession arrow to Virginia. The Cavaliers, with 3:01 left in the half, now have their largest lead in the game, 29-15 after that fast break.
Predicting the future is hard. But I have this new smartphone, and now I can see everything more clearly. I can organize the analysis, sort through all the data, maybe even rattle some cages. I predict that I'm gonna like the future, because the future's where I'll be serving up humble pie, a la mode.
AT&T introduces the Samsung Galaxy Note. Phone, tablet, both.
The ACC, electrifying, historic, mobile, news, video, and analysis, and put it all in your pocket. Introducing the official ACC mobile apps presented by Haviland and Outback Steakhouse. Available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and Windows Phone from Nokia. Watch live games from the ACC network. Get up-to-the-minute scores and access exclusive content. Download it for free today. Visit theacc.com/apps.
With Food Lion, when you gather friends and family for the big game, around good food, at great prices, you've got reason to celebrate. Food Lion is your neighborhood's home team for savings, with great prices on all your game day favorites. Stop by your neighborhood Food Lion today.
The 35th annual ACC Women's Tournament is brought to you by Hardee's Chicken Tender Box, by Jameson Inn, and by Toyota.
The house is still rocking here in Greensboro, Virginia, up 29-15 on the Boston College Eagles, who are trying to pull a first-round upset. And if BC is going to do so, it's going to have to continue to feed the ball into the middle to Joy Caracciolo, number 22. When she is able to get into the interior She can score and also off the catch from passes from her teammate. When they work that ball quickly, that one power dribble, she turns and scores. She leads BC with 6 points right now, but the Eagles with some work to do. I'll see you at halftime. Right now, let's go down to Mike and Debbie.
All right, Tom, thanks a lot. Check in with you in just under 3 minutes. Caracciolo only had 4 points the first time these two teams played. Tom told you 6 right now. Here's Egwu. And a good rebound by Cooper, who has played well coming in off the bench, the freshman from the West Coast. Here Shields has an early 3 and hadn't been able to get off a shot since.
Virginia is all high risk, high reward right now. If BC will ball fake, they will bite.
Rebound by Moorer. Moorer and Franklin have 23 of Virginia's 29 points. Until that shot by Kelsey Wolf. And BC's going to have to take a timeout as this game quickly getting away from them. 2:07 left to go in the first half. Take a look at our Wendy's first in her first season, and Virginia is Joanne Boyle. And Virginia comes in with 21 wins. Look at the other first-year ACC coaches with 20 wins.
Pretty impressive that Joanne Boyle and Sylvia Crawley are both former players in the ACC. Of course, Joanne played at Duke. Sylvia played at North Carolina. We also have Katie Meyer and Ettore Coleman. Katie Meyer at Miami played at Duke. Ettore played at Clemson. 4 head coaches that are former players in the ACC.
I think that's great.
It's really cool. And of course, the Greensboro newspaper today had a nice article about 3 former ACC players that are all first-year head coaches: Wendy Palmer and Jen Hoover and Charlotte Smith.
All coaching here in the area at local colleges. We approach a minute and a half to go here in this first half. Gerson not able to chase it down. It'll go over to Boston College.
Yeah, her acceleration off that play was not quite the same as it was the last possession. You know, I think Lexi Gerson is one of those players that, if I dare say, rests on offense and saves it for the defensive end. Most people do it the other way.
The other way around, yeah. Call, boy, she comes up with a steal, and here comes Virginia. Under a minute to play now in the half. By the way, coming up at the half, Debbie's all-screen team. Can you give me a hint? Somebody on it?
Yeah, there's somebody on the floor, or in this game, that made the all-screen team.
Okay. Tom Wormy will tell us all about that coming up in a moment.
I don't want to give it all away right now, but you know, one of my favorite players on the all-screen team had been Stephanie Murphy, who was a terrific player for Sylvia Crawley, who could set 3 screens in 1 set and score.
Playing in Europe right now.
That's right. Murphy and Swords, 2 of the best bigs in the ACC. Graduated last year.
Swords playing in the WNBA. .31 seconds to go in the first half here. Virginia, a team that averages 63 points a game, right at that. 32 points on the board. Only 15 for Boston College. Boston College just 6 for 20 from the field. 1 for 9 from behind the arc.
And they have a chance for really the last shot here.
Their season low and a half has been 16. They need a bucket. Here's Tessa Holt, the transfer from Florida on the drive, and she is fouled.
The foul has been charged to Virginia and number 21, Jasmine Pitts.
Jasmine Pitts picks up the foul, and Holt will go to the free throw line. Very good free throw shooter. You know, Tessa Holt has a chance, Debbie, to make some noise, I think, in this team. A former Georgia 3A Player of the Year, transferred from Florida.
I mean, this is a young team for Sylvia Crawley. No seniors. Good pieces to the puzzle.
Well, they avoid setting that season low, now equaling it at 16. Final second of the half. Franklin cannot get a shot off. Well, the first half draws to a close. It's a good one.
Chance to talk to Boston College head coach Sylvia Crawley.
I asked Coach Crawley what she had to do differently in the second half in terms of attacking the lane, and she said that her post players need to be more active within that zone and pinning that next player. And she also said they need to penetrate from the top of the key. That worked a couple of times, and they were fouled doing so. So they're looking to do that in the second half, Mike.
All right. Thanks a lot, Christy. They turned it over 13 times in the first half, and a lot of that due to that stifling Virginia defense. BC will get the first possession here in the second half.
Well, they missed 14 shots, and they only rebounded 2 of them. So if they can make plays in the middle of the floor, I think they'll have a better opportunity to rebound a higher percentage of their misses, and they just simply have to take better care of the basketball.
6 for 20 in the first half. Nobody from BC in double figures. 13 for Moore, 10 for Franklin for Virginia.
18 of Virginia's 32 are off turnovers. That's more than half their points.
Shields way short.
You know, Carrie Shields has had to evolve her game into more than just a three-point shooter this year. She's had to learn to play off the bounce, and she's getting better at it.
She had an incredible game a year ago against St. Joe's. 8 threes in a game.
I mean, Mike, when you're playing around Swords and Murphy, you're going to have different kind of spacing.
Right,
and you're going to have separation to be able to get the 3 off.
And this is a different kind of team. You're right. She has to do things a little differently. Kelsey Shine touched it a moment ago. Moore starts the second half off with a 3. That's her first 3 of the game.
I mean, Ariana Moorer has been a 4-year starting point guard at Virginia, and she has done a fantastic job this year buying in. Look at the steal by Franklin.
Picking up right where they left off. Gerson does not finish. Look at the hustle by Lexi Gerson. And thrown off by Ruffin.
Now today we did the all-screen team. We're going to do the all-toughness team, and I'll give you a little hint. Number 14 in white might be on it.
All right. Rhode Island, though, what do you get for being on these teams?
Well, I'm not allowed to give anything based on the NCAA rules.
Okay, yeah,
Is
you're
that
right.
a fair answer?
It is a fair answer. I'm glad that's the way you answer.
You know what? They've never asked me for anything.
It's just the honor of being on it. I understand.
Well, Sasha Goodlett put a whole reel together.
I heard about that.
Georgia Tech center. I mean, she's been on it for 3 years.
And she's had a great season this year.
She sure has. Her WNBA stock is going way up, and I cannot wait to see that matchup. Georgia Tech and North Carolina in our first game tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
5 to shoot for the Cavaliers. You got to put it up. Shine does. Look at Franklin get the rebound and put it back.
She just outworked BC to the basketball.
12 points for Atara Franklin. Holt, Zinovich, double teamed, in trouble. And BC has to take a timeout. There's that defense again, forcing Boston College to call timeout. 37-18 our score.
Looks like it's that time of year again when fish lovers head to Wendy's for our premium cod fillet sandwich. 100% North Pacific cod fillets, hand-cut and lightly breaded so they cook up crisp. Nothing less than pure cod. That's Wendy's way.
It's Toyota's #1 for everyone sales event. It's a great chance to save big on our most popular models. Toyota has the longest lasting vehicles of any full-line automaker, so it's no surprise that Tacoma is America's #1 selling compact pickup. For the season's best deals, better hurry in for this one.
Right now, lease the new 2012 Toyota Tacoma for $269 a month. That's $269 a month. Plus, get Toyota Care with complimentary maintenance and roadside assistance. The great savings won't last long. Don't miss out.
Everybody wants more financial control, but it's not always easy. At Regions, we have the tools and expertise to really help you find your balance. Like the freedom to access and monitor your accounts anytime, anywhere with online and mobile banking. Real guidance and solutions from a Regions personal savings and debt review. Plus, at Regions, you'll get the award-winning service people are talking about. It's financial control. Well, like you haven't had before. Wow, unbelievable.
At Wendy's, when you order a Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburger, you order your Hot and Juicy Cheeseburger. Hot off the grill now with thicker, fresh, never frozen beef and the toppings you want. Because Wendy's believes everything should come together fresh just for you. Wendy's, here's the beef.
This is the largest lead of the game at 37-18. And Debbie, the defense has picked up right where it left off in the first half.
You've got to stay out of the corners, and you can't pick up the ball across midcourt. And it's amazing how tough this D is, and it's a zone.
That's what amazes me. Right? 3 to shoot. Doherty. Kristen Doherty still has not scored in this game, averaging over 11 points in league play. Wide open Franklin.
I mean, sets her feet, catches it in the shooting pocket, and the pass is right to the shooter's hands.
3 threes for Atara Franklin. 15 points. Ruffin's in trouble.
So that's what I was talking about. Hog, you can't dribble across midcourt without options. I mean, Virginia has been aggressive, and there's no secret to how they're going to defend you. They are bringing the pressure. Look at this trap right here. Committed, aggressive. And they take one pass away.
You know, in sports these days, one of the common phrases that teams use is all in. But that's really true with this Virginia team. They are all in with that defense.
I mean, that's a great point because they're all in on the offensive end, too. This is a new style of offense in motion for them. And it's a read and react. And they're just getting open jump shots.
BC with 20 turnovers already. 15 turnovers. Here's Doherty. Still no points. Doherty now 0 for 4. Inside Egwu. Shira Brown got a hand on that. 4 to shoot. Franklin gets the shot off and hits it.
See, I mean, that is all more.
Oh my.
6 seconds in the shot clock, and she's at the other end. Look at Franklin. I mean, this is a team that is really playing well.
You talk about taking over a game. Franklin with 4 3-pointers. She and Moore both have 18 points. 13-2 run for Virginia. Graciola drives and is fouled by Egwu. This game has very quickly gotten away from Boston College. Alyssa Thomas Congratulations to you, most valuable player. Player of the year in the ACC. We'll talk to her in a moment.
Nate and Zoe's dream right now is to get married. Nate and Zoe's dream later is to have a house, car, family, and their own business. American Family Insurance will protect their dreams, whether they happen now, later, or in between. Your dream is out there. Go get it. We'll protect it.
American Family Insurance.
Some of the players, they have a bad taste in their mouth from last year.
They're tired of not living up to what they know they are.
If you end a season like that, that's got to be motivational.
Everybody knows what happened in September, and we don't want that to happen again. Everybody's got a chip on their shoulder.
They are determined to erase what happened in September to move forward.
I think everybody started working hard right after the season, and hopefully be able to prove that to everybody this year.
Either makes you a little bit stronger or it makes you fold, and I don't think our team's gonna fold.
My mom's a hardcore enabler. I first realized it when she said we should have a party at our house.
We're gonna have fun tonight? You ready?
She even got my dad to say
Just
okay.
lighten up a little bit. They're teenagers. Going back. Everybody's in the back.
She's so hooked on enabling that my friends think she's their buddy. If she doesn't care, why should I?
Enabling is a drug. Get help. The partnership at drugfree.org.
The ACC Women's Tournament continues tomorrow here on Fox Sports South.
Virginia up big here. Well, our Christie Winter-Scott was a great player at Maryland, an ACC legend. Another great player at Maryland is Alyssa Thomas, and will someday be an ACC legend. She is the player of the year, and she is with Christie.
Well, first of all, Alyssa, congratulations to you on being named the ACC's Player of the Year. And I know that you are a selfless player, and you want your team to win, but you have to feel honored being respected like that in your sophomore year.
Definitely. It's a huge honor to be chosen as the ACC Player of the Year with all the best players that we have in our conference, and to be selected as top, it's a huge honor for me.
And the chemistry of your team. You've won your last 7 out of 8 games. Headed into this tournament, I was at your practice yesterday. You all looked extremely sharp.
We're really excited for the ACC tournament. The last 7 games have been probably one of our best games for us, and everybody's really excited for the tournament, and it's going to be a good tournament for us.
And what do you think you're going to need to win 3 games in a row here in Greensboro?
Like Coach says, we have to be 12 strong, so if we're all with our heads in it, it should be good for us.
All right, one of the strongest players, the men's team. They call her Bron Bron. Mike, back to you.
All right. Debbie, did you notice a little pride in Christie's voice?
Well, of course. She should be.
Exactly.
There is not a more powerful player in the open floor in the women's game, and that's why Christie said, she's right, the men's team has nicknamed her baby Bron Bron, as in LeBron, because there is nobody more powerful in the men's game than LeBron, and it's a very close comparison to the way they play. It's very powerful. Very exciting to watch. It's worth tuning in tomorrow. I'm telling you right now, if you don't have a ticket, you to get one or tune in and watch.
Maryland plays the winner of this game, and as a team, they were all been here tonight doing their scout.
You come to the ACC tournament, and like the Maryland staff, they're sitting across from the Virginia bench. They're trying to pick up as many calls as they can from Joanne Boyle and her staff.
Here's Holt. Boy, you never would have thought at this point in the game we'd be talking about BC trying to get to 20. Zinovich battling for that rebound. Nice play by Katie Zinovich.
Another young player at BC, just a sophomore. And when you go down their roster, there are no seniors, and you're seeing freshmen and sophomores getting significant time.
Zinovich had to go against Carolyn Swords and Stephanie Murphy every day in practice last year. Really helped her grow. She's got 3 double-doubles on the season. No field goals in this game, but 3 free throws. Wants to be a teacher. She's actually been doing some volunteer work at an elementary school. Says she loves it. And she's 4 for 4 from the line. How about that? BC comes up with a steal. There's Shira Brown. There's still some energy in this BC team. No quit. Doherty went for the steal. She picks up a foul, her second. Been a frustrating night for Kristen Doherty, Debbie. 0 for 4, has not scored.
Especially when she's been averaging 13 in the last 7 and was a huge part of the reason why they got a couple of wins late in the league.
Well, and you know, in the scout, Joanne Boyle, part of it is we've got to shut down number 21, and that they've worked on that tonight. Pearson to Moore. Shira Brown's been unable to break out offensively in this game. Good ball fake by Doherty. And Kristen Doherty will go to the free throw line. Kelsey Wolf picks up the foul.
You had 2 ball fakes, one at the top by Shields, the other by Doherty. Shields sets up Doherty's lane to the basket by the ball fake. It changes the angle at which the zone comes out to get Doherty. You know what you're trying to do, Mike, is you're trying to get numbers against the zone. You're trying to overload with more offensive players than defensive players on one side of the floor. So if you ball fake and you do those little things that are important, you can find some space.
Doherty's been in double figures 4 of her last 5 games, but having a tough time tonight, just 2 points.
Yeah, those were her first 2 right there at the free throw line.
Wolf leads it short, but Jasmine Pitts, a strong rebound. She'll go to the line. Pitts doesn't have any points, but she has 5 rebounds tonight.
You know, and that's her role. You know, Pitts is a more physical presence on the inside than Egwu or McCall. I mean, look at those shoulders. And the thing is like I mentioned in the first half, you know, the one inconsistency about Virginia is their back to the basket post play. They still get points in the paint because their guards can get a piece of the paint off the bounce and score off penetration. But their post players work, and even though they don't always get touches, they're working to get seals, which really changes the spacing for the perimeter players to get to the basket.
Pitts only 1 for 4 from the line. Last touch by the Cavaliers. Here comes Boston College. BC and Virginia played a week ago. 69-58 that final as Shields misses.
See, but good execution. You go inside against the zone, you kick it out, and Shields has enough separation to be able to get her shot off.
Shields 1 for 4, all of those 4 attempts from behind the arc. Cavaliers have gone 3 minutes now without a field goal. Short and Shields down with it. Cooper missed badly, and Caracciolo has her shot blocked by Pitts.
Look at that screen by Shine.
Well, on your all-screen team, gotta like it. Debbie says, Chelsea, Shine. 11:25 to go. She did just that.
Team the signs on the passers-by. Something's got to give. Can't be free, but it's good for me. But this good thing comes along, and I can't deny it too long. I need you to save me. I need you to set me free.
Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance.
There's something different about ACC student athletes. They excel both athletically and academically. Their success on the field carries on into their chosen field. They are leaders. The official corporate champions of the Atlantic Coast Conference are proud to support these young men and women as they carry on the ACC's tradition of excellence, then, now, and always.
If you love your car and want to protect it, then you need Haviland Motor Oil. Chevron Haviland contains the Deposit Shield formulation. This protects your performance and can help extend the life of engine parts. So it protects your investment as well. So look for the shield and protect what matters. Haviland.
The 35th Annual ACC Women's Tournament is brought to you by AT&T, by BB&T, and by Food Lion. 48-25 our score. One of the great places to visit in Greensboro, Triad Stage, home of some wonderful theater downtown Greensboro. We've seen some drama today, and we'll see some tomorrow. Quarterfinals. Carolina, Georgia Tech, State, Duke, Wake, Miami, and Maryland right now looks like they will be playing Virginia tomorrow. 11:25 left. Virginia's largest lead has been 29. They're now up 23, and Ariana Moorer to the line.
Been really impressed with Ariana Moorer's floor game. You know, I said in the beginning, Mike, she controls the ground as well as any point guard in the league, which means she manages tempo. She knows the 3 W's of a good point guard: who to get it to, when to deliver it, and where to give it to them. And when you understand your personnel and you have the skill set that Moorer has and the unselfish ability that she plays with, that's why she controls the ground.
Ariana Moorer now has 20 points. 7 for 7 from the line. She's hit 35 straight free throws. Again, the school record is 41. She might get that in this tournament.
Well, I know Monica Wright would be very proud of her if she did, since she has that record.
Especially somebody from Woodbridge, Virginia.
That's right. Monica's too busy dusting off her WNBA trophy from last season, so she's not really worried about this one.
Tara Franklin and Ariana Moorer now each have 20 points to lead Virginia. No other Cavalier in double figures. 40 of Virginia's 52 between those two players.
On the floor for Virginia.
Moorer will head to the bench. You know, if I'm Joanne Boyle, you might rest some of these players for tomorrow.
I'm starting to think about it.
You know?
If I'm Coach Boyle, I'm really thinking about it, because
the way they play defense, they're going to have to work hard against
Alyssa
Thomas and Missy and Lynetta Kaiser and Tiana Hawkins, who's been playing so great lately.
They're going to have to get it in a quarter court game. They don't want to play in transition. They'll be opportunistic about it, but you do not want to play in transition with Maryland.
Turnover, here's Brown. The block is called, the foul on Franklin.
Foul has been charged to Virginia. And number 23.
If you let Alyssa Thomas, the ACC Player of the Year, get ahead of steam like she's running downhill in transition, forget it. I mean, she is just too talented. And if Virginia doesn't make shots, they won't be able to set their zone.
And you know, last 10, 12 games, I'm not sure, but I don't think there's many post players playing as well as Tiana Hawkins.
No, she's the most. Michelle Joseph said at the very beginning of the season, the head coach of Georgia Tech, that Tiana Hawkins was the most efficient post player in the league. And I think she's been absolutely right on.
And then let's also congratulate Lynetta Kaiser, who got the Sixth Player Award.
Right, Mike. I think Kaiser's been a 3-year starter in her career, a former Rookie of the Year in the league.
Came off
the bench all year and accepted that role. I think that's an honor she should be very proud of.
Absolutely. When you can substitute to that kind of strength,
wow,
that's something. Under 10 minutes to go here. And Kalia McCall got a hand on that. It's now 19 turnovers for Boston College. Only 7 for Virginia. And Jasmine Pitts, first field goal.
You know, the other thing that Joanne Boyle has done an excellent job of is she survived an injury as well. You know, China Crosby went down after 12 games. That was her starting point guard. And Ariana Moorer really elevated her level of play and did more. I mean, was very selfish about it. It's a very good job of coaching. Joanne Boyles suffered through a serious injury with China Crosby, Katie Myers, Stroman Duke lost Richey Jackson.
Amber Henson before that.
Starters. Well, I don't want the Amber Henson one only because they never had her. You know, she wasn't. She didn't factor in. You know, at the very beginning, I mean, you might have planned for her in the offseason, but you didn't have her all season. I'm sure it was a significant loss, but the Richey Jackson one is a serious. You know, their player that was unpredictable about what she could do because she was rebounder and good off the bounce.
And you talk about injuries, Debbie. Nobody's had more in North Carolina.
More in North Carolina.
You know, and that's really affected their season. They've gotten to 20 wins. I should get a lot of credit for that with those injuries.
Well, I do think they've had the second hardest schedule in the ACC. Carolina, the injuries and the way they play today, you know, certainly keeps them in the conversation, you know, for an NCAA tournament.
Yeah, but they've got Brittany Roundtree, who's really come to life offensively. That's been big for them.
I mean, she's made 12 of the last 17 three-point attempts in the last. The thing about North Carolina, the hardest part of the schedule in the ACC in the second half.
For some of those who are seeing a kind of satellite. Zenovich for 3.
You know, the other thing, too, about the ACC and the schedule, with the unbalanced schedule, Mike, you know, the top 3 teams, Maryland, Miami, and Duke. Miami is the only team that has a significant win on the road. They beat somebody big. Miami went into Maryland and won.
And what was amazing about that, Shanice Johnson didn't have a very good game. That was amazing.
I mean, Duke didn't beat anybody on the road they weren't supposed to, and same with Maryland. Duke and Maryland split, but they won on each other's home courts.
Yeah. Virginia has now equaled their largest lead of the game with 7:30 left, 29 points, 61-32. And that 32, a big part because the Virginia defense has just been amazing, forcing 19 turnovers. Tomorrow we'll get a chance to see all the first teamers in the ACC. Here's the first team, and it's a pretty strong one.
Yeah, Chelsea Gray is a terrific point guard. Of course, Shanice Johnson and Alyssa Thomas, Player of the Year. Elizabeth Williams, who has had a fantastic rookie campaign, and she has really had the single most impact on, I think, Duke's success this year. And Raquana Williams, I mean, Momo and Bebe, there's nobody more explosive and more dynamic in the backcourt than Johnson and Williams from Miami.
Tell you what, I saw Elizabeth Williams have a triple-double against Wake Forest where she had 12 block shots Still one of the most incredible individual performances I've seen.
You know, she and Chelsea Gray are the only two players in the league to have a triple-double this year.
2 to shoot. And Zinovich, the rebound. Zinovich now with 5 boards, 7 points in the game. Virginia has things well in hand here in Greensboro. They may be playing Maryland tomorrow.
Southwest Patty Melt Thick Burger with jalapenos, pepper jack cheese, and Santa Fe sauce. Only at Hardee's.
What makes you trust a company? Wait, scratch that. What makes you trust a car insurance company? A talking animal? A talking character? A talking animal character? How fancy their commercials are, maybe? Or how many there are? But what about when a company's customers do the talking? Esurance customers are saying stuff like awesome and rockin'. And they aren't even paid to. Fancy that. Esurance. Insurance for the modern world. Click or call.
Some of the players, they have a bad taste in their mouth from last year.
They're tired of not living up to what they know they are.
If you end a season like that, it's got to be motivational.
Everybody knows what happened in September, and we don't want that to happen again. Everybody's got a chip on their shoulder.
They are determined to erase what happened in September and move forward.
I think everybody started working hard right after the season, and hopefully be able to prove that to everybody this year.
Either makes you a little bit stronger or it makes you fold, and I don't think our team's gonna fold.
The 35th annual ACC Women's Tournament is brought to you by Haviland, by Geico, and by Toyota. Seven minutes left, and I think we may have seen the last of Ariana Moorer. She left with 20 points. Tara Franklin has 20. She's no longer in the game. And I think Joanne Boyle's seriously thinking about resting legs for tomorrow night.
Wow, look at that. 40.
20 each. The game a week ago was much closer than what we've seen tonight, but this is a Virginia team that I think Debbie is really hitting its stride.
They look good.
They do look good.
They're very solid defensively, so you can always count on that. And Moorer and Franklin are good enough in the backcourt.
There's Curson, another steal.
Plays.
Gerson's got 3 steals in this game, right at her average. Smith can't hit. McCall the rebound. McCall's had some big games in her career for Virginia. Shine misses. Debbie Egwu and Shine, 2 starters in the post, have not scored. Does that bother you?
Yeah, it will tomorrow night.
Yeah.
If they don't. Yes, that could be an issue. You know, that's what I've been saying, the inconsistency about Virginia. So if they can get some offense from those positions by committee, that's going to help, because Maryland is going to pound away with their front line. And you know Maryland can rebound.
Absolutely. They have dominated the boards in almost every game they've played this year. Call. Gerson battle for that loose ball.
She's got to be one of those teammates that you love if you have her on your team, and you can't stand playing against her because she's never going to turn off her motor. You know, she's always going to be there.
Zinovich running the floor, looked really good on that play. She's got 9 points. 4.5 to go. Call hits it baseline. 6 points for Talia McCall.
And that's what she can do, Mike. She's the more finesse of their post game with Chelsea Shine. Those two can pick and pop and create some spacing inside.
I'll never forget a game of freshman season. She had 20 rebounds in a game against North Carolina.
Yeah, you get 20 against North Carolina on the glass. That's saying something.
Doesn't have a double-figure rebounding game this year. And the lead is back up to 29. 4:18 left. Our coverage tomorrow will start at 11 a.m. North Carolina, Georgia Tech. I think that's a good way to start the day.
Get your bowl of popcorn ready and check it out.
There's Chelsea Shine, the senior from Wayne, Pennsylvania. Really great speaker, good student. Wants Debbie's job.
Of course.
We were talking the other day about her doing an internship. She's working at a radio station right now in Charlottesville. Doing a good job. 5 to shoot. Shot clock violation, 3:47 to go. And it seems pretty certain now Virginia will be playing Maryland tomorrow in the quarterfinals.
Looks like it's that time of year again when fish lovers head to Wendy's for our premium cod fillet sandwich. 100% North Pacific cod fillets, hand-cut and lightly breaded so they cook up crisp. Nothing less than pure cod. That's Wendy's way.
It's Toyota's #1 for everyone sales event. It's a great chance to save big on our most popular models. Toyota has the longest lasting vehicles of any full-line automaker, so it's no surprise that Tacoma is America's #1 selling compact pickup. For the season's best deals, better hurry in for this one.
Right now, lease the new 2012 Toyota Tacoma for $269 a month. That's $269 a month. Plus, get Toyota Care with complimentary maintenance and roadside assistance. The great savings won't last long. Don't miss out.
At Wendy's, when you order a Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburger, you order your Hot and Juicy Cheeseburger. Hot off the grill, now with thicker, fresh, never frozen beef and the toppings you want. Because Wendy's believes everything should come together fresh just for you. Wendy's, here's the beef.
The ACC Women's Tournament continues tomorrow here on Fox Sports South.
Virginia on its way to advancing into the second round with a big lead here against Boston College. Virginia, when you go back in the history books and you look at the last time Virginia won the ACC tournament title, you look at 1993. Who did they beat in 93? It was the Maryland program. But this year, the Terrapins have beaten Virginia on both occasions that the two teams have played. And right now, Christy Winter-Scott is standing by with Maryland head coach Brenda Fries.
Well, first of all, Coach, a lot of accolades for just about everyone on your team this season, starting with Alyssa Thomas.
You know, we feel really honored, obviously, to have so many players on our team recognized. You know, we understand how competitive the ACC is, and we've talked about all year long. I mean, none of this happens without your teammates. So just to have so many of our players recognized, it doesn't happen without team success, and that's what we're most proud about.
Absolutely, and you have beaten Virginia this season, but you're watching them tonight playing a stifling style of defense. Any plans tomorrow in terms of breaking that puzzle?
Well, you know, they obviously look really, really good. Defensively, they cause a lot of problems. They are able to get a lot of steals and really make you have to adjust. And they're shooting the ball really well tonight. I mean, they're red hot, and hopefully, you know, tomorrow night we'll get out on the floor and we'll be able to defend some of that. But it's ACC tournament time. You got to come ready with your best game and be ready to play.
Well, your best game includes the Player of the Year and Alyssa Thomas, and not a lot of teams have been able to do much with her because of the power game that she plays. In her sophomore season, did you see this coming when you recruited her to be the Player of the Year in the ACC?
Well, you know, we knew she was special. I don't know if any of us could predict, you know, it would happen so quickly. But you know, Alyssa has always been out to prove people wrong. She's a winner. She's a competitor. She's been left off of, you know, every McDonald's USA basketball list, and she comes out and is only the second player in ACC history, her and Elena Beard, to be named Player of the Year. So what she's done is just work, and when you work hard, people are going to understand and see your game, and that's what I'm so proud about with Alyssa, is that she's just continues to take her game and our team to a new level.
Well, awesome. 12 strong. University of Maryland will be on the court against Virginia tomorrow, Mike.
And we look forward to that. Egwu has the ball taken away. A moment ago, you may have seen number 5, Aaron Thompson, score. That was big. She's from nearby Winston-Salem, from around here. She's got her family here. She's had all kinds of knee problems in her career. She was a great high school player here in this area, and it was just cool to see her get out on the court and hit a bucket.
It's good. I'm sure she's got family and friends here. You know, I want to say something about Alyssa Thomas. Coach Freeze is absolutely right. You know, Alyssa wasn't on a lot of national lists. She wasn't on the initial Wade Trophy list or Naismith. You know, the national individual awards that we honor in women's basketball. And I consider her my breakout player of the year, because next year she will be up for every National Player of the Year award. And it's because of her hard work. And, you know, her mom and dad coached her. Her brother Devin will be a freshman at Wake Forest next year.
I hear he's a player too.
He's for the real deal. Jeff Busdelic, the head coach at Wake Forest, keeps telling me, I hope I didn't end up with the second best player in that family on my team.
And Kristen Doherty is just fouled out. Doherty leaves with 4 points, 4 rebounds. And Sylvia Crawley's going to send Tessa Holt back into the game.
Well, I think if you're Joanne Boyle, you accomplished what you set out to do. You got the W, you played well, you got to rest some of your starters for tomorrow, and you get the matchup with Maryland.
You know, when you look at Virginia's matchups with Maryland, and they did play them twice this year. They played on January 16th in College Park. That was a 7-point game, 68-61. And then they played February 16th in Charlottesville, 73-56, the final in that game. Minute and a half to go here. It's been a disappointing year for Boston College. They'll close out the season 7-23, not what Sylvia Crawley had hoped for at the beginning of this year.
Well, they lost 3 starters, and Swords and Murphy, we've mentioned before, and Jacqueline Tolman, who was their 4-year starting point guard. Swords and Murphy were responsible for 33 points and 17 rebounds a game combined. That's a lot to replace. Plus, Swords shot 72% from the floor. Led the nation. and Murphy shot 51. That's a lot of scoring out of your post game, and it's going to take some time. You know, I look at what Sylvia Crawley is trying to do, and I equate it to what Mike Peterson has done. You got to get your athleticism to a level where you can be competitive in the ACC, because this is a speed athletic league. And then you got to find a way to compete at that point with skill.
1 minute remaining.
This is a Virginia team that lost in the first round last year to Wake Forest. They are advancing on here as we are in the final minute.
And Joanne Boyle, when I spoke to her this morning on the phone, I said, are you coming to the ACC remembering your days as a player or as a coach? She said, wow, coming to Greensboro as a coach, I had a lot of success here, because
she did.
She was a part of 9 years. She was an assistant at Duke for Gail Gestincourse, and they won 5 in a row here. I mean, Joanne wasn't a part of all 5 of those, but she was a part of the early ones. When you're talking about, you know, like Coach Freese just mentioned, Elena Beard days. We might have to get Ken Neal to go to the vault to pull out some Elena Beard in the ACC tournament. Our producer, Ken Neal, he's got a vault.
Yeah, he's got more tapes of ACC women's basketball than anybody I know. He would go to games, used to go to games, he would have all those tapes in the trunk of his car.
Oh, he's got a whole storage unit now. I think he owns an entire building with tape in it.
14 seconds left. It is going to be a dominating win for Virginia here in this 4th game of the day. We talk about Ken Neal. We need to give some props to our director, Doug Yulaki. He's done such a good job.
Good day.
Here
What
tonight.
a great
It's been a
crew.
good day. Yeah. Joe Vincius, Roy Alfers, our producer director for our early games, and say this much, Tom Wormy's done yeoman work tonight.
Yes, he has.
He's had it tougher than I did during the daytime.
He's the man, Tom Wormy.
Having to fill in between games and a lot of interviews. Great job. And we'll all be back here tomorrow morning. Starts at 11 a.m. We'll sleep fast.
Ready to roll, Hog.
I'll be ready.